Should I wait to buy a home or should I buy a home now? This is a great question for the best real estate agent in the world. But Ryan's too busy, so you get me. All jokes aside, I get asked this question all the time. It's the only question I hear more than, is the housing market going to crash? More on that later. These are unprecedented times. Never in the history of America have we experienced a buying frenzy and home values skyrocketing like they have recently. So are we in a housing bubble? And if so, will the housing bubble pop? Or will home prices continue to soar? Hi, I'm Ty the Real Estate Guy, and if you'd like to stay up to date on the latest real estate tips and trends, subscribe to my channel below and ring that little bell. If you have questions or comments at any time during this video, please leave a message below. If you're looking to buy, sell, build a home, or invest in Utah real estate, please feel free to call or text. I would love to talk with you. If you're one of my much loved subscribers, you already know that I'm a huge proponent of home ownership and that I make these videos to keep you updated and to educate you. I will never tell you what to do because number one, buying a home is a huge commitment and really it needs to be your decision. Number two, it's none of my business what you do with your time or your money. And number three, I don't know your personal circumstances. As a full-time real estate agent, I'm in the trenches with buyers and sellers on a daily basis. I study trends and statistics. I gather information from the leading economists and housing market specialists. I take a lot of pride in knowing what the housing market is doing right now and what it will do in the future. Those of us who examine the housing market have a solid grasp on what should happen, but one natural disaster or political disaster could quickly change everything. No one can predict 100% what the housing market is going to do, no matter how much research is done. But it should give you comfort to know that real estate has proven to be the fastest, safest, and easiest way to build wealth. I'm deeply honored to help educate and inspire others to make the life-changing decision to buy a home. But skyrocketing home prices and spiking interest rates are making it harder for many to qualify to buy a home. With each passing week, you lose buying power. That means you'll not only pay more for the house up front, but you'll likely pay tens of thousands of dollars more in the long run. Your monthly house payment will be higher than if you'd purchased a house even just weeks sooner, or you may only qualify to purchase a condo, townhome, or a smaller, older home away from the city. Even though mortgage rates are quickly increasing, they are still historically low, and homes in most areas of the country are still affordable. It's still a good time to buy a home today, but weeks from now, I could be telling you not to buy a home because something has changed. I highly doubt that's going to happen, but if there's a shift, you better believe that I'm going to tell you about it. My goal is to make sure you always have the most relevant information so you can make an educated decision based on today's market. And that's why you subscribe to this channel. Buying a home is a huge commitment. I know it can be scary, and it's not a decision that should be taken lightly. And homeownership isn't for everyone. But the goal for most people should be to buy a home. Truly, we are in a strange housing market. And on the surface, the madness doesn't make sense. But if you take a deep look, it's easy to see why so many people are buying homes right now and why home prices are skyrocketing. So here's a list of reasons why you should buy a home right now. Number one, mortgage rates are still historically low. Yes, rates have come up, but it's predicted that they will continue to increase for the next 2 years or more. A lot of people don't understand how much mortgage interest rates can affect your monthly mortgage payment and your ability to qualify for a home. In my opinion, the crazy low mortgage interest rates that we saw last year was the major catalyst of the housing market boom. And today, increasing mortgage rates have people in a panic to buy before rates go any higher. Increasing mortgage rates actually scare me more than escalating house prices. Number two, low inventory. Home builders have been underbuilding since the Great Recession back in 2008. Then, thanks to COVID and all the variants, we can't catch up. As a nation, we're suffering from supply chain issues and labor shortages. This is slowing the pace at which builders can construct properties. On top of that, loads of homeowners are choosing not to sell their homes, mostly out of fear that they won't be able to find a new home. If you want to sell your home, but you're apprehensive, watch my video, Tips and Tricks for Selling Your House. I'll put a link below. Before you decide to list your home, research your local market to gain a basic understanding of what should happen in the coming year. Or speak to a local realtor. An experienced real estate agent will know how to help you easily make the transition from your old home to the new one. Number 3, buyers are flooding the market. First-time home buyers and investors are frantically buying homes. Millennials make up approximately 1/3 of all buyers today. But it's not the record low mortgage rates anymore. It's the fear of escalating home prices, increasing mortgage rates, and inflation. Many believe real estate is one of the best ways to hedge against inflation. And waiting to buy real estate is pretty much always a poor financial decision, whether you're looking for a home to live in or as an investment property. For many, unfortunately, the dream of homeownership is dead, at least for now. But there are a lot of you who can still afford to purchase a home today, and it's something you should do sooner than later. Number 4, home values are skyrocketing. Just as I mentioned, increasing home prices have encouraged a lot of people to buy a home because they know that they will pay more by waiting. This is also a great opportunity to build a lot of equity as home prices are expected to continue increasing through 2022 and into 2023. Obviously, you should never panic buy, and you shouldn't buy on speculation or with the expectation that home values will always increase. You also shouldn't purchase a house just because prices are skyrocketing. But if you're in a stable situation, buying a home is usually a great decision financially and for the quality of life. Even if the market was to flatten or decrease a little, owning a home is still better than paying rent. When you purchase a home, you can lock in a comfortable monthly mortgage payment that should pretty much stay the same for the next 30 years. And because home values have always gone up over time, buying a house is an incredible investment. And COVID-19, with all the variants, has significantly impacted home prices. The annoying virus has persuaded a lot of people to upgrade from a rental to a home or upsize. And COVID is responsible for the Great Migration, as people are still fleeing large cities to places like Utah, Idaho, and Texas with open space and less mandates. Number 5, there are loads of incredible advantages to owning a home, no matter what the housing market is doing. You get tax savings. You can make improvements or additions to your property that fit your personal taste or lifestyle. Single-family neighborhoods are usually safer than high-density housing. Homeownership provides stability for you and your family. And homeownership should give you a better retirement. But the number one benefit is having a place you can call your own, a place of peace and refuge from the world for yourself and for your family. Having your own personal space, a place where you can be yourself without judgment from the world, is priceless. Should you wait for the housing market to crash? No, we're not in a housing bubble, as many believe, and the market is not expected to crash. Instead, as I mentioned earlier, leading economists believe that home prices will continue to increase through 2022 and into 2023. If you'd like to take an in-depth look, watch my video, 10 Reasons the Housing Market Will Not Crash. Look for the link below. So far this year, home prices have skyrocketed in Utah as the number of available homes listed for sale is at a critically low level. We actually have less homes available for sale this year than we did last year when home values jumped a ridiculous 30% in several cities. It's predicted that home prices will increase another 10 to 12% in Utah this year. But at the rate things are going, it could easily be higher. This is an issue in many locations around the country as nationwide home values saw a double-digit annual increase of nearly 20% in 2021. As home prices continue to skyrocket, potential home buyers are falling out of the market by the millions. This is a very unhealthy market and it can't be sustained. At some point, many metros will top out. Homes may continue to sell, but prices will stabilize or decrease in some areas. And rising mortgage rates could slow down the market sooner than expected. If you want to buy a home and you're not sure where to start, reach out to a lender to see how much home you qualify for and what your monthly payment will be. You want to be comfortable with that monthly mortgage payment, have job stability, and 4 to 6 months in cash reserves. For those of you who've been pre-qualified to buy a home, what's holding you back? I would love to hear from you. Please comment below. So should you buy a house right now or should you wait? As I mentioned, I'm a huge proponent of home ownership. Owning real estate is the best financial decision most people will ever make, but it hasn't worked out for everyone. Like I said earlier, home ownership is not for everyone. Because buying a house will most likely be the biggest and most important financial decision that you ever make, I'd recommend the following. Number 1, don't do it alone. Find an experienced real estate agent and allow them to guide you through the process. A buyer's agent will cost you nothing. I recently produced a video going in depth on the many benefits of using a buyer's agent. Look for the link below. Number 2, if the payment's gonna push you to your limit, you might want to wait or look for something less expensive. Remember, get a loan approval before you start looking at properties. If you're happy with the monthly payment, you'll want to, number 3, aggressively search for homes in your price range. Your realtor can give you the most up-to-date list of homes available that match your criteria and schedule appointments for you to see the properties. In a hot market like we're seeing today, the best homes often sell in just a matter of days. So if you see a home that you like, submit a strong offer that same day. In today's market, a monthly mortgage payment is often cheaper than rent. Not only that, your house payment will pretty much stay the same for the next 30 years. Rent can increase year after year, with the cost of rent doubling or even tripling in that same 30-year time period. After 30 years, your house is usually paid off, and you can live the rest of your life with no payment except for taxes and insurance. After 30 years of paying rent, you'll still be paying rent until you die. And after 30 years of home ownership, your house could easily be worth 2 to 3 times more than what you paid for it. A $350,000 home could easily be worth more than $1 million. After paying rent for 30 years, you'll have nothing to show for it. The Federal Reserve tracks the net worth of homeowners versus renters, and the wealth gap between homeowners and renters is only widening. The blue line shows that a homeowner's net worth increased by more than $50,000 from 2010 to 2019. At the bottom of the graph, you'll notice an orange line that represents a renter's net worth. It's flat because a renter's net worth has only increased by a few $100s in nearly a decade, leaving a wealth gap of approximately $250,000. The financial benefits of homeownership are incredible, and I can sum it up with one statistic. Homeowners are more than 40 times wealthier than renters. Not 40% wealthier, 40 times wealthier. In 2019, a renter's net worth was only $6,270, while a homeowner's net worth was more than $250,000. The wealth gap between homeowners and renters is insane. But home values have skyrocketed since 2019, and obviously the wealth gap is significantly larger now. Hopefully you can see how owning just one home could make you wealthy, allow you to retire sooner, and drastically increase your quality of life. With all these benefits, you can see why it doesn't really matter if you overpay for a house. If you'd like to learn more, watch my video on renting versus owning a home, or why you need to buy a house right now. If you're looking to buy, sell, build a home, or invest in Utah real estate, please feel free to call or text. If there's something that stood out to you as being helpful, or if you have questions, please comment below. I would love to hear from you, and I always do my best to respond to questions or comments. If you know someone who's thinking about buying a home, please share this video with them, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and ring the bell to be notified each time I post new videos. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Ty, the Real Estate Guy. If you found this information helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to ring that little bell below. It'll make you feel good.